A New Yorker article is painting a troubling picture about the not-so-secret alliance between President Trump and Fox News. The in-depth expose cites several examples of how the conservative cable news network and its cozy relationship with the president has created the closest thing the U.S. has come to having propaganda state TV. Brian Stelter is CNN's chief media correspondent and the host of Reliable Sources. Bill Carter is a former New York Times media reporter and a CNN media analyst. Gentlemen, good to have both of you with us.
Thanks.
You know, we were talking briefly in the break. A lot of this was sort of known, right, or at least alluded to by a lot of people, but it is the depth of the reporting in this piece, 30 pages in this article, and the details that really set up this relationship, where it's very clear it's a symbiotic relationship between the president and Fox News. They need and feed one another.
Right, making the case that this could be called not state-run TV, but state-supported, state-sponsored television. I mean, the White House and the president and Fox News have an alliance that we haven't seen before.
Never.
Maybe a Democratic president would dream of having this someday with MSNBC, but it's never happened before.
I thought it was funny. The comparison she made was, well, James Madison had some, that's how
Gotta go
far
back
back
that far.
to have an outlet that basically is trumpeting your point of view full time and not challenging anything you say.
It's amazing, too, what's laid out here about sort of how Fox News has changed along the way with Donald Trump and even their standards, how they've changed. So they detail different moments with Sean Hannity, right, who's a perfect example, who, as we know, is very close with the president, who in January of 2018 was at the border waiting for the president. The press corps gets off the bus. Sean Hannity's already there hugging the secretary, hugging Secretary Nielsen. He had appeared at a campaign event in November of 2018, which is remarkable because back in 2011, he was this close to being at an event with the Tea Party in Ohio when all of a sudden Roger Ailes said, no way, not happening, and pulled the plug. There's a distinction between journalism and politics. That's gone.
It has changed over the years. I think that Fox News is actually being two channels in one. The actual Fox News, which is a newsroom, there are real journalists there like Bret Baier, and then Fox Opinion, which is much bigger.
And more powerful.
And much more powerful. Frankly, the Fox News part has been shrinking, and the Fox Opinion part's been expanding.
Right.
And the reason why all this matters is because the president has these reinforcements, no matter how bad the scandals get, no matter how bad his behavior gets. He has these supporters on Fox, and they help hold the wall for him in order to keep his support from eroding.
It's really crucial, Eric, because if he didn't have that, and he only had media covering that was objective, all the things that he does that are, inaccurate and false and challengeable would appear to everybody as something to really be questioned. But he gets backed up by Fox. He can sort of say that isn't true, it's fake, and they support him. And so his followers will only watch that, and that's the only view they get.
And vice versa, right? I mean, there are plenty of accounts of the president taking his cues from hosts on Fox and even analysts on Fox and following through with those talking points. He actually ranks the loyalty, according to this piece, Brian, of Fox hosts.
Yes, and this was new. I hadn't heard this described before. Jay Mayer citing sources saying that President Trump considers Bret Baier to only be a 6, but the host on Fox and Friends to be a 10 or even a 12. There you see.
Steve Doocy got a 12.
Steve Doocy at 12. I'm sure Doocy's proud of that.
12 out of 10, yeah.
But I wouldn't be proud of that.
No, that would be embarrassing to a real news person. It would be embarrassing to think you are so in the tank, you're over the top in the tank for me.
It's also remarkable. So Bill Shine, right? So Bill Shine, who is now at the White House, we learned too that he's still getting paid as part of settlements from Fox News while being paid millions of dollars while being paid by the White House. There was talk in the article that the case was laid out by Jan Mayer that he's brought his style to the White House, but even the president may feel that he's not being aggressive enough when it comes to the press corps, that he wants to see Shine be a little tougher.
Well, he doesn't feel like anybody should criticize him. So if he sees any kind of criticism, he goes to Shine. Well, what's the matter with you? You can't control that? Right. I expect you to control that. It's like he expected Jeff Sessions to control the investigation. Everybody that's appointed is for his benefit, not for the country's benefit. It's like, how do you help me? And Shine particularly, because he plucked him out of Fox News, his own TV outlet. He particularly expects him to be supported.
But I would say, when we read this piece, it's on the New Yorker website, when you're thinking about Fox News as a form of propaganda, ultimately they're doing a disservice to their viewers. Ultimately, when the Sean Hannitys of the world are covering up bad news about Trump and promoting a bunch of BS that make Trump feel better, that's actually a disservice to the audience. It may make the president feel good. It doesn't help the audience because it actually confuses the audience.
But they want it.
Doesn't
Brian.
it also lay out the case, though, that the management at Fox, it's a business, and this is about eyeballs, and this is about ratings, and this is about money. And if going down that route gets them that,
There's an audience that wants
said
it.
it
There's
better
an
than I.
audience that wants that version of the facts, even though it may not be accurate. They want that version. And Fox gives them that version, the Trump version.
They like the outrage. They like to play it up.
Right.
There's a whole lot in there. Brian Stelter, Will Carter, good to see you both.
Thanks.
Thank
See you.